How to break the cycle of lost self-esteem once and for all. Our objective today is to uncover the hidden structure behind what we call low self-worth. Trace the invisible distortion that convinces you to keep choosing the experience of low self-worth, and introduce a practical method to dissolve the false sensation of low self-worth for good. But before we begin, nice to meet you, Amori. For the past 14 years, I have studied self-consciousness, and after I was able to lose a combined weight of 100 plus kilograms, right? Which is like, in 2 goes, I lost 50 kilograms between 15 and 16, then I gained it all back, and then I lose it again when I was 21. I quit smoking marijuana and cigarette after 6 years of heavy usage. I won 20 plus years of porn addiction. I increased my family business by 78% in less than 2 years, which is 7 figures. And I helped my aunt overcome her 20 years plus technology phobia. And that is why I've chosen to pursue what makes my soul dance and help others fulfill their physical desires while deepening their love and intimacy with reality and self. I became a consciousness enhancer. Now, a consciousness enhancer is someone who uses all techniques to allow you to open up to more of who you are. So, like, I use psychology techniques to open up your mind. I use emotional techniques to allow your heart to heal. I use somatic techniques to recalibrate your body and frequency and energy. And I'm very connected, and this is my mission. This is what I love to do, and this is why this is what I will do regardless if I'll get paid or not. So. And now that we got the boring stuff out of the way, shall we begin? Okay, we assume that we must perform. And because we over-identify with our 5 senses and physical reality, we logically conclude that our time here is limited and we must make it count. And so we create a human experience in which we must be the best. Now, the idea that like who you are resides in the physical reality shows that you are not really connected to all the information that builds who you are. Now, the perspective that you hold in relationship to reality is actually something that is far beyond physical reality, because through this perspective you can also access your thought realm, which is non-physical, right? You can access your emotions, right? And you can sense your emotions and feel your emotions and feel the different shades of emotions. So the perspective of who you are resides beyond your physical reality. And thus, if you operate solely based on the 5 senses, you actually distort reality. You don't live like with full alignment with reality. This goal assumes that there is a correct way to being, which robs our energetic nature of full expression and locks us into a structure that is only correct in the 3D reality. So, we are all made out of energy, and energy is always on the move. And because energy always bounces and moves and like vibrates, right? Then if we are lacking our expression in the physical reality to the same mundane routine and doing the exact same thing, experiencing the same like experiences, right? Then we actually vibrate on the same path, right? Using the same energy pool. And this robs us from expanding because we are energy, right? Also, we have to understand that the reason that we are here is to the reason that we experience like physical reality is that through time and through unfoldment of time, like we experience more of who we are and like we remember who we are. So if we are locking ourselves to the same mundane, I need to work, then I need to go to, then I need to train, then I need to go to be with my family, then I need to work, then I need to go to train, then I need to be with my family, for example, right? Then we fail to expand our perspective. right? We experience the exact same thing over and over and over again. And by the way, this is how the false matrix was created, right? To make us believe in structures that makes us experiencing the same thing over and over again, to keep us small, right? So that large entities that are beyond physical reality could consume from our wasted energy. Right? Now, this is very spiritual. You don't have to believe it or like feel it or sense it, but at least just for FYI, as we say. And because this pattern is based, right, the pattern of us locking ourselves into structures, right? Because this pattern is based on logic, we experience reality mostly through our logical knowledge center, while bending our emotional knowledge center and somatic knowledge center into its submission. As you can see, we have a big brain, a small heart, and a sad human being, right? This is what happens when we distort our true nature. Great. So this is let me be more clear. This is the structure of low self-esteem, right? The dictatorship of the mind over the heart and the body. Now, because everything is made out of energy, then all the information that exists in our reality is actually equal in value, right? That means that your emotions, the energy that you sense, right, your body and logical thinking are all equal in value. And low self-esteem is the projection of one knowledge center overtaking, suppress the other knowledge centers. This is why low self-esteem is created. Let me give you an example. Let's say that right now you see someone whom you like to talk to. And this someone, let's say it's a famous individual, and you want to talk to. That means that your emotion, like you're excited to see him because you see him every day on the screen, but now you want to experience him face to face. So your emotional center tells you, your intuition, your desires tell you, go talk to him. But then your mind reject it and say, no, he's busy, he's I don't know. Everybody goes talk to him, you're going to be one of the herd, right? And then what happened? A physical expression of low self-worth is created, right? Because now the mind says that the heart, it's not important, right? I don't care about you, heart. Like, you do your thing, and this is how you create low self-esteem, right? But this is the structure that moves it in reality. Because the mind simply suppresses the heart. Same goes with the body. Let's say that the body right now feels like it needs to go on a run, but you are in the middle of the project and you have 2 hours and you have like 2 days to complete it. Then you repress the body because the mind says that right now all we do is the project, and then you create a physical expression of low self-esteem. So this is actually the hidden structure behind what we call low self-esteem. The dictatorship of one knowledge centers over the others. It can also be, let's say that you are overly emotional individual, and right now you feel scared. And because you haven't trained your mind to hold that feeling and allow it to be and pass through, and you train the mind to shut down when this feeling is created, then anxiety emerges, right? Or depression if you said, for example, and not fearful. So it doesn't really matter like what is the knowledge center, as long as there is, as long as some knowledge center rule the others. Great. Now we're going to trace the invisible distortion that convinced you to keep choosing the experience of low self-worth. This energy imbalance creates a negative polar end in the body and the heart, and positive one in the mind. Now, this one we talk about that the mind is the dictator and the heart and body are the submissive knowledge centers, right? So this create energy imbalance, as you can see. The heart and body are negative while the mind is positive. Okay, this communicates to reality that the heart and body intelligence is inappropriate, right? But because the mind is the energized, over-identified knowledge center, a symbol is ascribed to this imbalance. Low self-worth. Okay? So, as we say before, low self-worth is nothing but a symbol that describes like this imbalance. Okay? But it doesn't hold no weight except of it being a symbol. Now, here is the trap. Okay? So, this is the invisible distortion that conveys you keep choosing of low self-worth. The symbol. It's nothing but a symbol. The idea of low self-worth is a symbol that the mind created for that sensation of one knowledge center is being inappropriate, right? One knowledge center being suppressed. So, let me give you an example. Let's say right now that you are discovering a new form of dance, okay? And in order for you to express that dance, you need to move your body, you need to feel the rhythm, and you need to execute like the proper moves, right? So you use your heart, your mind, and your body. You use your mind to know exactly what moves come before the other. You use your heart to feel it and enjoy it and express it to the fullest, and you use your body, right, to do it. But then this dance became international, and now everybody knows the dance by its name. So now when you want to express the dance, all you say is its name, right? Let's say that right now we are in a conversation and I want to show you the new dance move that I do, so I do it. I physically dance, right? This is the new dance move that I do, okay? But now that I have a symbol, I don't need to do it. I don't need to feel it. I don't need to feel it in my I don't need to feel it in my heart. I don't need to sense it in my body. All I have to say is the name, right? Or is dance. Let's say or is dance move. So this is how you create a symbol. A symbol that doesn't really hold reality. It's just a symbol. I hope I was clear. If I wasn't clear, please tell me in the comments. Like this is a key for human experience to understand symbols and their relationship to physical experience, and like more than physical experience actually. But okay, I will think of another example as we go. Okay, and here is the trap. So this is the invisible distortion, the belief that low self-worth is more than just a symbol. Okay? And now we are going to introduce a practical method to dissolve the false sensation of low self-worth once and for all. Oh, sorry. My bad. This is supposed to be before like the practical okay. So remember that I talk about the symbol, right? Let's say that right now you refer to only the symbol, okay? You refer only to the symbol. Now you make decision and take action in relationship to your low self-worth. So if you have a low self-worth, right now you need to put boundaries that prove that your self-worth is high. If your low self-worth, if you are feeling like you are low self-worth, then you take in action to prove to the world who you are, right? And regardless if the action is positive or negative, regardless if you push the low self-worth away or pull the low self-worth to you, right? For example, you feel low self-worth, so you don't go and train, right? This energy structure of you in relationship to this low self-worth is you always maintain it. So you live life while always relating to low self-worth. No matter what you are doing, I have a goal and I need to achieve that goal because I am worthy, right? I have a fear, so I cannot go out the house because I don't feel worthy, right? Or I'll wait with this move because I don't feel worthy, or my girlfriend make me feel unworthy. You live life while always related to that structure, low self-worth. The symbol of low self-worth always drives you. This is key. This is very, very, very important. But in reality, the concept of low self-worth is false, an idea that is not aligned with deep metaphysical reality, and it simply represents misalignment between heart, mind, and body. So, in reality, existence is the only thing that matters, right? So, if you exist, especially in the 3D reality, but regardless, if you are in existence, you are worthy. That's it, 100% worthy. Like, you cannot exist and be not worthy. So, this is why it doesn't align with metaphysical reality, because reality is perfect. Like, everything that is in existence was created for reality, by reality, in order to reality to keep expand and grow. And when I say reality, I'm not necessarily mean physical human experience. I'm talking all dimensions of reality, right? And when I say dimensions, it could be the bacteria dimension, the thought dimension, right? All dimension of reality, and all like realms of reality. So reality is perfect, and there is no such thing low self-worth. Now here. So whenever you hear someone talk about how you have to increase your self-worth or scream affirmation that you are worthy and deserve it all, remember that they are simply trying to give you a permission slip to activate all your knowledge centers, but they do so from the mind. So they have a symbol that they believe in, self-worth, and they scream at you. You are worthy. You can do it. You deserve it all. And you say, yes, I am worthy. And you all relate to the same symbol. But if you simply stop relating to the symbol and say, oh, I feel low self-worth, right? So that means that something is not aligned. Then as time passes by, all you do is keep aligning yourself. And you will never feel that sensation ever again. You just simply be who you are. You see what I'm saying? Now, by exposing yourself to this truth, you have made 85% of the work on reactivating your heart and body knowledge centers. Given that the one that is overactivated is the mind, right? And removing the idea of self-worth once and for all from your experience. Now, if your consciousness, right, if you have seen this video, that means that your consciousness is ready to dissolve this idea. Because if it wasn't appropriate, as we already say that reality is perfect, you wouldn't see this video. You simply wouldn't, no matter like how complex the algorithm and how hard you will trying to find it. Let's say that you heard somebody talks about it, but you cannot find the video. Because reality is perfect, whomever seen this video is ready to dissolve the idea of low self-worth and jump to a new way of being, right? A new way of existence. Existence that doesn't relate to self-worth at all. You just simply are. You just simply be. And now, because we are human beings and we have only cleared 85%, I also created a practical method to eliminate this concept once and for all. And this is for the last 15%. So like, regardless if you're doing this technique or not, you have already won the battle. It can take you. You can do the technique and finish with it like in a few months or a few weeks or a few days, depend on your level of self, right? How well you know yourself, right? But you can also just um, listen to this activation technique and simply skip it, and you already 99.999 better than the rest of humanity. Okay, so every decision opens a portal for energy to move through you. And this portal, you choose which knowledge center you want the energy to circulate through. So decision is every time you play a certain game, and you must choose this or that. Okay? Let's say that right now you want to choose which sports you want to play: basketball, soccer, hockey. Like, these are all choices because you have multiple options. But decisions is when you already choose and now you walk that path, right? Walk that potential possibility. So decision can come physically where you need to decide if take action or not. Decision also comes when you have a thought. You can decide which thought you want to entertain, right? And I'm not saying that you need to control your thoughts, but whenever a thought come up, you can choose if to entertain it or not, right? Uh, you can choose like what you look at and what you consume in, right? So let's say that right now you have chose to use the computer and then you chose to scroll on social media, but then you decide like which influencer you follow. That's a decision. This is opens an energetic portal. And in every decision that you are making, you choose what to energize. A decision that comes from the heart, a decision that comes from the body, or a decision that comes from the mind, right? A decision that comes from the body um, is like pursuing sexual intercourse, or eat a cake, right? Or something more animalistic. So whenever this type of portal is open, you must be aware of the why you decide what you have decided. Let's say that right now I have decided to create this video. My why can be because I love what I do and I just want to share and make and like build my life around this truth and knowledge, right? Which is the real why of why I do it. Or it could be like because I want to prove to the world that I am smart and great. The same decision, different why, okay? And right now, you like when you witness the why, you must see if the why is an expression of who you are, or or I wrote consumption. I don't know why I wrote consumption, but is it expansion on contraction? Maybe it's the Grammarly made a mistake. I don't know. Anyway, so if I choose to pursue this because I love it and I want to share with the world and build my life around it, that's an expression. I I fountain from within my desire outside. But if I do it because I must do it in order to prove myself, that's contraction. This is me reorganize myself around an idea that's outside of me. In this particular example is self-worth, right? I organize myself around my self-worth. I need to increase my self-worth, right? It's out there. I need to increase my self-worth. So I must do this, this, and this. So when I do it, then I will be worthy. Everything is outside of you. It's an idea that you have generated, a symbol that is not from within. It's not your desire, it's the outside need, right? When you understand the why, you can see which knowledge center are involved and slowly influence and integrate them all to create a coherence which dissolves the idea of self-worth. So let's continue the same example. I do what I do because I love it and I want to express it. So that means that the mind must create it, right? The heart is rejuvenating and is happy, and every time I do it I get more energy, right? And my body is also happy because I choose what I want to choose. So all of my knowledge centers are aligned, my mind, heart, and body. So that means that this decision is expansion. But let's say that right now I will choose it because I need to increase my self-worth. I may want to increase my self-worth, so I will feel good about myself. So this is the heart taking over the mind and the body. But perhaps I would like to increase my self-worth to impress someone else. This is my mind taking over. Perhaps I want to do this, right, because I just want to sit and talk. So this is my body is being lazy right now, okay? So when you understand like the why, and you understand like through which energy center is energized, you can start discerning like reality and start aligning them all together. Because now that I know that I'm doing it because I want to feel better, then I understand that this decision will lead me to actually feel less, like feel bad, right? Make me feel bad because I ascribe myself to something that is outside of me, and then I will not make this decision, and I will alter it to make it aligned, right? And that's it. And this is how you eliminate the concept of self-worth. You understand that it's all a game of alignment, right? This is all a game of alignment, and the more you invest in the idea of self-worth, the more you lowering your self-worth, because it's outside of you, right? And the decision-making process is very simple. All you need to do is feel which knowledge centers is the most activated, and simply choose to align them all. Now, I know it may sound a bit like high level and like not really in the day-to-day example, right? Because everyone is different, and because I don't know exactly what is your problem, right? Like what is your misalignment right now, I cannot really tell you exactly what is your catch, like what is your unique nuance, right? But because it builds around your past and time unfoldment and your soul calling and mission, right? And your desires and your like pseudo desires, and it builds on a lot of different variables. But as a high level blueprint of how to get rid of low self-worth and self-worth in general, this is it. So if you want to work with me one-on-one and really align your reality, I will leave the link in the description so you could learn more and see like what you will get. I highly recommend for those who did the work. If you haven't done the work and you just want solutions, then don't book a call. But if you already did the work and you start to understand like who you are, and you have a year or two in like the self-development, spiritual development, emotional healing, right? Then yes, I definitely recommend book a call. It will make your life easier, and it will literally, if you'll fully immerse yourself and allow yourself, it could literally change your life, one call, right? And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you. Tell me, write in the comment every question that you want to write. I love you. I do it just for you. And yeah, thank you. Goodbye. I love you.